A measure allowing the U.S. to take military action in Syria has now moved forward.
This is a tightly tailored or specified authorization.
The Senate bill outlines what force can be taken and what the limits are.
At the same time, the president, who's now in Europe, once again called for action.
The international community's credibility is on the line. America and Congress's credibility is on the line.
This vote, even though it was only a Senate committee recommendation today, was the first in Congress for taking military action in Syria.
And a handful of senators on the Foreign Relations Committee, including Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson, voted against it. And this vote today is just one of many hurdles that the bill is facing. Tonight, we have balanced coverage.
The resolution is agreed to and is ordered favorably reported by the committee.
With the 10-7 vote, the Senate Foreign Relations Committee began the process to allow U.S. military action in Syria.
When it comes to the use of weapons of mass destruction, particularly chemical weapons, the United States must take a strong position.
The Obama administration has said it's interested in limited action, and this measure does just that. It caps military action at 90 days, and it does not allow U.S. troops on the ground in Syria. Wisconsin U.S. Senator Ron Johnson voted against the measure. Through a statement, he says he believes the vote was rushed. He goes on to say it's the president's job to demonstrate why military action in Syria is in our national security interest. Both the full House and Senate have to ultimately approve the measure. During a House hearing today, Secretary of State John Kerry worked to ease some concerns of lawmakers.
The president promises a military operation in Syria of limited scope and duration, but the Assad regime would have a say in what happens next.
This is about the world's red line. It's about humanity's red line, a line that anyone with a conscience should draw, and a line that was drawn nearly 100 years ago, 1925, when the Chemical Weapons Convention was agreed on.
President Obama says he does not believe he needs congressional approval for the strike, but he says this process will send a stronger message.
I think it's very important that Congress say that we mean what we say. And I think we will be stronger as a country in our response if the President and Congress does it together.
Now, world economic leaders, including President Obama, are getting set for meetings starting tomorrow in Russia. And the Russian leader has been one of the most outspoken critics when it comes to staying out of the Syrian conflict. Vladimir Putin says he hopes to meet with the President Obama, privately.